Alrighty, ladies and gents, here goes nothing. So, I contemplated for a long time whether, please forgive my hair. There's a lot of it and I don't feel like doing anything. I contemplated for a while whether or not to post a video with a black eye. Yes, I do have a black eye. It's a lot better. It was huge and swollen. And the reason I didn't want to make a video, I didn't want to go out into public, I didn't want to do anything because I was embarrassed that I had a black eye. I was embarrassed that I had a black eye, and it kind of brought some trauma back and anxiety back up from a long, long time ago. So my black eye is from my toddler. Those of you that know me know Amelia. She's a bit on the rough side, and she gave me a black eye with a broom. Long story short, that's what happened. I was not abused, but I still felt like I had that stigma with a black eye. And everywhere I went, I felt like people were looking at me like, oh, who did this to you? Your husband must have done this to you, or your significant other must have done this to you. It got really bad. It was bad. She knocked me out. That's to say the least. She knocked me out, and I really felt like I saw stars. But I didn't want to make any videos. So that's why you see the last video I think I made with some sunglasses. I didn't want to go outside, but I shouldn't have felt embarrassed, but I was embarrassed because I've gone through that before. I've gone through a crappy situation where I did have a black eye from somebody. And I didn't want to go anywhere. Tried to cover it with makeup. I just want to make sure that people, because nobody asked me, very, very little people asked me, what happened? Like, how did you get that black eye? Like a few people definitely were like, what in the world? And there were some people that didn't say anything. But let me give you a little maybe advice. If you are worried that someone you care about or anyone is going through an abusive relationship or an abusive situation, whatever type of violence, domestic violence, or any type of violence may be going on, I would try maybe just saying, hey, are you okay? And then, if they want to tell you what happened, then they'll tell you what happened. If they don't, then, just support them. Because I remember, and I know a lot of different people that have gone through domestic violence, that it's not something easy to get out of. It's difficult, and that person needs to feel supported. If they don't feel supported, they're not going to reach out to you. If they don't reach out to you, they're just going to get stuck with it by themselves, day to day, day in, day out. It's a heavy topic, I know, and I'm sorry, but I really kept thinking about it, like, I should say something, because I know there's so many people out there that do go through so many different types of abuse or domestic violence, but I just didn't know how. I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know what to say. I've never really spoken out about my personal situation. I guess if people ask me, I'll tell them, but it's not something I've put out on a platform. I don't know. I didn't want to feel embarrassed, and I was embarrassed, and I thought that really sucked. Like, why should I feel embarrassed because my 2-year-old, my 2-year-old beat me up, but not really. She felt bad. She was crying and she felt bad. But I was embarrassed to go to the store. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to do anything. I know, my family, I know, they know us very well, our family they know how rough Amelia is, and how gentle Andy, my husband, is. And he would never do anything like that to me. But I know being on the other side of that, and I know when you have been abused, how you're looked at, and even when I haven't been abused, how I've been looked at. And like, it just was not, it wasn't a fun feeling. It was a yucky feeling. So maybe those of you that, like I said, see someone or know someone and they have marks on them, because, I see it too. Because, well, you know what I do. I'm a social worker. I've seen it for a long time. A lot of different people, a lot of different things, scenarios. But it's a hard subject to talk about, I think, especially when you're trying to approach someone like, hey, I'm worried about you. And that's definitely a route that you could go, is say, hey, I'm worried about you. I want to know if you're okay. I'm here for you. Please don't be judgmental. That's the last thing that someone going through anything needs, is for them to be judged. Because guess what? Even though they may leave one day, they may go back the next. And it's just because that's what they know. That's their life. That's what they know. It could be that's what they've grown up with, or it could be that's just been their life for so long, or they're scared to try something new, or they're scared because their life has been threatened, or someone else's life has been threatened if they say anything or tell anyone. So just always try to be mindful when talking to, not when talking to, I guess, just when asking, like, hey, what's going on? Like, don't be like, oh, you're back with that person again. Just support them. Tell, you're there for them. I'm here whenever you need. If I'm here for you. In anything, in any of your friends or anyone. And if anyone ever needs someone to talk to, you guys can always hit me up, and I'm always here. I mean, I know I have my own crap that I go through and deal with on a daily basis, and I was for like the last week and a half. I've had really, really bad anxiety, and that's another reason I haven't posted anything, is I've had really bad anxiety. And I've had to take, I've prescribed medicine for it, and I've had to really take those meds on a regular this past like week and a half. It was bad. I think it was just everything came to a head, and looks like I have a lot of white hairs, but I don't. I only have 12. But anyways, we all go through a lot of stuff, guys. And it's not something that I would say I'm proud of, but it's not something I'm ashamed of. And I hope that other people don't feel ashamed. I hope that someday people won't not other people, I can't talk, Jesus. I hope someday the world will not make others feel ashamed of how they feel. Because we can't control how we feel. And I tell kids that I work with and adults all the time, and I have to tell myself every single, I can't control how I feel. This is just how I feel. This is where I'm at. And this is just how it's going to be. And I have to accept it. Don't let other people make you feel bad for decisions that you make to help yourself or your family, to do whatever's good for you or your family. There's so many ways to get help, whether from so many different agencies, online. There's so many different things that you can get help with. You can just type in, like, Google something. It's my favorite thing to do. I feel like that's how I get through life. That's how I learned to change my dishwasher stuff. I had to get a new one because it finally stopped working. But that's how I learned to do all my garden stuff. That's how I got through college. Kind of, maybe, sort of. But, yeah, just do that. Just be kind. I just wanted to say hi to everyone. I wanted to say hi and show you I got a black eye. And it's not from a domestic violence. It was from my child, because she's very rough. She's about to be 3, and she knocked me out. It was bad. It was really bad. It was like bloody. It was super dark. Everything was swollen. And like I said, I was like, I'm not going to do a video like that. Everyone's going to think this and that of me. But I guess that's everyone else's problem, not mine. And I could have just told it, and they can believe me or they can't believe me. And I mean, it is what it is. That's all I got. Bye, guys.